Hi, Verbling. My name's Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and today we're talking about movies. If you guys have any questions on this class, you can let me know on Facebook. I put my Facebook name in the chat box for you. And if you'd like to look at my schedule, I also offer private tutoring sessions, which you can find on my Verbling profile. David, welcome to class.
Hello.
Hi, David. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Excellent. I'm doing really well. Do you have a new picture up?
No, I think this is my first class with you.
Well, then it's very nice to meet you, David. Where are you from?
I am from Spain. I live in Madrid.
Awesome. And how long have you been with Verbling?
I think for about 2 months.
It's nice to finally meet you.
Okay, nice to meet you too.
And Greg, welcome to class.
Hi.
Welcome back, Greg. I've had you before for sure.
Yeah, that's...
So the notes are attached to the class page, but if you guys can't access those or want to follow along with me, I'm going to screen share the notes as well. We're going to start with a little conversation and then brainstorm some movie vocabulary. So first, I just want to know, what do you usually watch movies at home, on your computer, on a TV, or in a theater? And how often do you watch movies? Greg, will you go first and tell us where you like to watch your movies and how often you like to watch them?
So I like to watch the movies, the movie house, because that is probably the best place. But usually, I last time when I was in the movie theater, it was, I don't know, 2 months ago, because I don't have enough money to write to cover the cost of the tickets.
So why do you think the theater is the best place to see them?
I think it has nothing to do with the big screen. The thing that I like is the sound, because when I watch the movies on my computer at home, usually I don't have, external speakers, so everything is built in, and it is really not the best device. The computers for my case are not the best devices to watch movies. So.
All right, that makes sense. So, do you watch movies frequently?
Well, that depends. I remember that there was a time that I was actually, when I was working, I was at the movie theater on Friday and Saturdays. So usually 2 times a week. Later, it was the time I didn't watch anything for a longer period of the time. And today I started watching some movies, but one movie, but I didn't finish it because I decided to join to Verbling.
Ooh, cool. All right, so you like to watch movies pretty frequently, except when you're verbling.
Yeah, well, that is exception here in this case.
All right, thanks for sharing, Greg. And David, tell us a little bit about your movie habits. Where do you like to watch them and how often?
I like to go to the theater to watch movies, but I prefer to watch these movies at home because it's cheaper, and I have a home cinema with a very good sound and a big screen. Yes, and it's not the same, but I like it too, and I can watch the movies with my children and my wife, and I can stop the movie when I want and continue watching and have some pizza or something similar.
All right, and do you watch movies frequently?
I think it's with me is the same that than Gregor. Uh, I used to, but now I am a Berlin junkie. I think, and I, I don't watch many movies, but one or two movies per week. I think is what I watch.
So one hobby replaced with another. All
Sorry?
right. One hobby replaced with another. Instead of watching tons of movies, you do a little movies and some verbling.
Yes.
All right. And Quentin, welcome to class.
Thank you.
Adela, welcome to you as well.
Hello.
All right. Adela, tell us a little bit about your movie habits. Where do you like to watch and how often do you like to watch?
I like to watch movies on the theater.
So why
in
is the theater better?
In the cinema, because it's good. I like to watch in a big screen. I think the sound, etc., is good. For example, the last I saw was the Hunger Games.
Ooh, how was it?
The last I don't is a bird, no?
Mm-hmm.
Is sci-fi. I think in the cinema, in the theater, is more spectacular.
And do you watch movies frequently?
No, I go to the theater twice a month, more or less.
All right, so every once in a while, I guess.
And at home, I don't watch TV, Playmate, because I connect with Berlin. It's not time for all activities.
All right, I approve. Good habit.
Yes.
And Quentin, tell us how often and where you like to watch movies.
Yeah, for me it's obvious. So I watch almost every day a movie, most of the time in home. But I go to the movie theater at least yes, once per week. Once per week.
Nice. So why do you prefer the movie theater to watching at home?
Depends. Because when you got a good place, it's it's much better than at home.
All right. Okay.
For the sound, for the quality, because yes, you can watch the film in the first time in the movie theater and then at home, and there is a long time between. So we can get the movie on DVD.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the first time it's nice to watch it on the big screen with the loud noises.
Yes, that's right.
All right, thanks, Quentin. And Julio, welcome to class. Julio, are you there? Oops. All right. So since everyone has answered the first two questions, we're going to brainstorm a little bit some different types or genres of movies. I'm going to ask everyone to name 2 or 3 types or genres of movie, starting with Quentin. Can you give us a few?
Okay, so what different type genres? You mean I like? What kind of type of movie I like, or?
Could be any kinds. Something like, for instance, action is one genre of movie. What are some other ones you can think of?
Comedy.
Mm-hmm. Give me 2 more.
Comedy, yes, action.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, Greg, can you give me a couple more?
action movies, horror, thriller.
Nice. Okay. And David, continue our list with 2 more.
And drama, sci-fi,
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Adela, couple more?
Romantic, histories,
Mm-hmm.
story.
All right. Well done, guys. Anything else, Adela?
I don't know. Drama. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Comics, no. Cartoons, no.
Yeah, animation, definitely. Nice. So we've got a list going, and I wrote down all the ones that I could think of. Let's have Greg read that list for us. 1 through 17.
What are your favorites and least favorites? Action and adventure, animation, Bollywood, comedy, crime, documentary, drama, family, horror, musicals, historical, romance, science fiction and fantasy, sport, war films, westerns, world cinema.
Thank you very much, Quentin. And I'm going to start with Adela for this one. Adela, which are your favorites and least favorites from this list?
I like comedy. I like historical. And like science fiction, sci-fi, and documentary and crime. I like the movies in general. I don't like scary movies.
So no horror for you?
No, I don't like.
What about action movies?
Yes, action movies I like it.
All right, good to know. Julio, welcome to class. Sounds like your audio is working now, so that's good.
Yes, thank you everybody. Thank you, teacher, for having me.
Okay, we're talking about movies today, so give us a quick intro to your movie life. How frequently do you watch movies, and where do you like to watch movies?
Oh, I'm a big movie freak. I watch movies at least, I go to the movies 3 times a week. It depends on the kind of movies they are playing. Sometimes they have great movies, and um, sometimes they just have 1 or 2 movies that are good. So I do like to watch movies because I think it's another great way to practice English.
Yeah.
Even when I don't go to the movies, I usually join this. I'm a member of this website called SpeechYard that it has a great library of movies that you can watch in English with English subtitles. So I usually watch the movie once without checking the subtitles, and then I try to understand by using, body language or checking the context. And then I read the subtitles so I can really see all the words. And for me, it's like practice. It's another way to practice English. But talking about my favorite kind of movies, I really like documentaries. I like comedy, especially black comedy, and I like horror movies.
Very cool. So where do you watch movies? Do you go to the theater all the time, or do you watch them mostly at home on your computer?
Well, as I was telling you, I usually go to the theater 2 or 3 times a week, and the rest of the time, when they are not playing good movies, I just watch them at home. I pretty much use Netflix, or Netflix pretty much, or YouTube to watch some movies.
Awesome. All right. Thank you very much, Julio. And David, will you go ahead and tell us what your favorite genres are and your least favorite genres?
My favorite are sci-fi, action and adventure, comedy. I think every movie that doesn't make me to think about anything. I don't. I don't want to think about anything when I watch a movie, because life is too complicated, and it's a good time to don't think about anything.
Yeah.
It's my opinion.
Time to relax.
Yes, yes. And years ago, I used to like this kind of deep movies that you have to think about them. But now, definitely, I don't like. And my least favorites movies are documentary, I think. I'm sorry, but I use uh, them to fall asleep, I think.
Wow. Rough.
Yes, and drama, romance, mm, that's all, I think.
Okay. Thank you very much for sharing, David. And Greg, will you go next and tell us your favorite genres and your least favorite genres?
So I like to watch action movies with the elements of comedy. I am not the biggest fan of animation. One of the genres that I see on the list, I think I hate musicals, and I'm not and fantasy movies, and to science fiction always this problem that sometimes it is to become completely illogical for me when I see two apes fighting in the cinema. I'm thinking what I'm watching, but I like wow films. There are many of them. They're good sports films and westerns, but there are not too many. Actually, this is one of the types of movies that uh, it is really hard to point out a good western. Maybe 20 years ago it was possible, but now I don't know.
You might be right.
Yeah,
It's kind of gone out of style, huh?
yeah. And family, I hate family movies. They're really annoying.
Understandable, I think. Okay. Thanks, Greg. Quentin, what movie genres do you like the most and which do you like the least?
Okay, so I like action, crime, documentary, sometime horror, war films. What I like the least is I don't like drama, musicals, and romance.
All right. So, I guess since you guys are done, I'll share my favorites and least favorites. My favorites include documentaries and musicals and science fiction and westerns. And I guess world cinema as well, because I like a good foreign film. Sometimes I get tired of the same old American action movies, which is why action is definitely not one of my favorites, because I feel like all action movies are the same. They all involve a lot of violence and not much plot, and the dialogue is pretty weak. So action is not one of my favorites. And I don't really like romantic comedies. I think for the same reason. They always seem like the same and kind of dumb. Yeah, so I guess those are my two least favorite. And maybe sports movies, just because I'm not that interested in sports. All right. So now that we've talked a little bit about our favorites and least favorite genres, I want to know, what movie star would you most like to meet? And I'm going to start with Greg this time. Who are your favorite movie stars? Which would you like to meet most?
Actually, I don't want to meet anybody from the movie stars because I don't care too much about that. I think there's a time that I really like to watch the movie with Mel Gibson and Nicole Kidman, but actually I never want to see met them in the
Really? Why not?
I don't know. I don't have too much faith and hope in them. Because that is quite different when you see them in the movies, and the reality is always, I think, worse in this case. The movies are
So you don't want your dreams to be shattered when you actually meet them and realize that they're just normal people?
Yeah, they're just normal people, but they're just actors. I'm pretty sure they have the skilled people and they are good in their professions. But I'm not really convinced to just see them in real life because I don't know, it's probably too risky. I would probably would prefer to see them at the cinema or maybe on the screen of my computer, but not. I'm not curious about his their real personality and other things.
All right, that's fair. Adela, how about you? Would you like to meet a movie star, and who would it be?
I like Sean Connery movies. For example, the Number of the Rose or Sean Connery, and after that I like the classical movies, white and black and white movies. For example, I like a lot some like It Hot or Philadelphia History, uh, Tony Curtis, Jack Lemmon.
Those are good ones. Did you see a movie called The Artist? It came out maybe 4 years ago, I think.
Sorry?
A movie called The Artist. I believe it's called The Artist. It was a black and white movie, but it was made recently.
No, it's not a remake. It's this is classical movies. It's movies. Billy Wilder is a director. Is about 1960 more or less.
Got it.
This is this is older movies.
Okay, so you prefer old movies, classical
Yeah.
movies.
I like it. At home, I like this.
And you would
Yeah.
want to meet Sean Connery.
Sean Connery, yes, I like the last when they has the 007 agent. No exactly, but when he was older, I think the characters he perform are interesting.
All right. Very cool. Thanks, Adela. David, who would you like to meet?
I like to meet better a fiction character like Darth Vader, for example. I can't think in any actor now. I want to know. I prefer to meet with Darth Vader or Jedi Master.
Interesting. So you want to meet with characters, not necessarily the stars themselves.
Yes.
Ooh, that would be a cool experience. So what would you do if you met Darth Vader? Would you like go out to coffee with him?
Yes, and perhaps I will try the dark side and and feel the power of the Force. I think.
All right. Thanks, David. And last but not least, Quentin, which movie star would you like to meet?
I guess the same as David. Yes, I prefer the character than the actor. For example, it could be fun to make an i5 with Barney Stinson from How I Met Your Mother. But no, I don't want to meet the actor.
All right, characters, not actors. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. Next one we're gonna do in the chat box, and I'm gonna ask you guys this one to write in the chat box. So what things happen too often in movies? Earlier, I mentioned how I feel like action movies and romantic comedies, they're always kind of the same thing again and again in a new package from Hollywood, and sometimes it gets a little boring. So what do you guys think is too common when you see a movie? You see kind of like the same old thing, maybe the same old love story or the same old thing. I want to know what things you guys see too frequently in movies that you get bored of them. But this time you're going to write them in the chat box. And I'll give you guys a couple minutes to think and write all your thoughts, and you can send them whenever you're ready. Quentin. Looks like you have your answer already in the chat box. I think you probably mean captured with a D, right? When a hero is captured.
Yes,
The
yes,
villain.
right.
And punch is in the wrong form. Since it's third person singular, we need to add something on there. Do you know what it is?
No.
Punches. The villain punches.
Interesting.
Oh, no, actually, sorry. No. Hold on. That's not a verb. The villain punchline is too long. Sorry, I thought that was a verb, but it's not. It's a noun. So the hero gets, now we need to add an S. The hero gets the time to escape.
Okay.
Sorry. The original one was not important. All right. Very nice thoughts. Yes, I totally agree. There's always a silly punchline. It's kind of cliche, not very interesting. And then, in the end, the hero wins, and it ends up all the same. All right. David, read us yours.
And when a policeman runs 10 kilometers and he doesn't look tired and his suit is perfect.
Yes, definitely. One of those action movie ones.
Yes.
I totally agree. Or sometimes when a guy gets shot in the chest and he just keeps on running like it's no big deal. I think that's another one. Thanks, David. Greg, read us yours.
I think that similar dialogues and action scenes in many movies. We see too frequently the same dialogues, and in the same time we see the same action scene with the gun, or maybe someone just, I don't know, trip over to the cable and he, I don't know, jump in the air and shoot in the same direction that you saw so many times in so many action flicks that you will see what will happen next before actually the whole sequence of the scene just ends.
Yeah, totally. And we need a verb after that since we're adding an extra clause. So maybe you meant to say, I think that we see similar dialogues and action scenes in many movies. Perfect. Yes. Thanks, Greg. All right, Adela, do you have yours ready for us?
I think in the romantic comedies, for example, the plot is same. They are a couple. This couple have problems about the relationship, or have another person in the middle, but finally they are very, very happy. They love a lot.
Yeah, that's what bothers me about romantic comedies as well. Yes. It always ends up the same. It always ends up with the two people ride off into the sunset and everyone's happy.
Yes. Finally, in the end, all people are very happy.
All right. So let's work our way up these questions then. There's a phrase that we use sometimes. A movie bombs. What does it mean if a movie bombs? Can anyone explain it?
Maybe with saxophone.
What?
A movie with a lot of saxophone in the... No.
With a lot of music?
No, a movie. What... in the cinema or in the theater where start has a lot of people go to see. It's a successful.
I'm not sure I know what you're talking about. Put the word in.
A
success?
Lineup.
A what?
A huge lineup with Brad Pitt.
Okay.
I guess, no?
Yeah, sure. If it's a success, it might have a huge lineup to go see it, but that actually isn't what it means when a movie bombs. That would be something slightly different. Greg, do you know what it means when a movie bombs?
I don't know, when it is a blockbuster or something like that.
Blockbuster and a box office hit is another term for what they were saying, Quentin and Adela were saying, when things are really good. How about David? Do you know what it means when a movie bombs?
No, I don't know.
Yay, we're going to learn something today. So when a movie bombs, it's really bad. No one goes to see it. And it's really just not successful. It's the opposite of what you guys were saying. And I can see how it would seem like a bomb is like an explosion. So that sounds like a good thing. But usually it means that it wasn't very good and nobody went to see it. So can you think of any movies that were like that? Movies that no one really liked or maybe were not very successful? How about Greg? Go ahead.
Dungeon Siege, In the Name of the King. It was, they spent, I think, $100 million, and they hired so many actors, popular actors actually. There's Jason Statham, there's Ray, I don't remember the surname, but they spent a lot of money, but the problem was actually the same. The director was Uwe Boll, which is probably the person who most of his life spent on creating very bad movies. But I don't mind. I actually personally I don't care, and I don't mind if people create bad movies, because one of my hobbies. Sometimes I just like to watch the review of the movies when people just criticize and making jokes about the movies. And I personally think that bad movies are quite good to just laugh.
Yeah, sometimes that's true. When they're so bad, they're good again because you can.
I remember the movie that was quite really bad. I think 1 of 10. I feel Birdemic or something like that. Maybe I will give a link because that is probably everyone.
Sure, go ahead. Thanks, Greg. Quentin, can you think of any movies that bombed recently?
No.
All right, then you can answer the one up from that, which is, would you like to be an actor or an actress? Why or why not? So do you think you would enjoy that career path?
Yes, I would like to be. You mean the actor or the character?
An
The
actor.
actor.
So, like, as a career, would you like to be an actor?
Oh. For the career, I would like to be. Yeah, Sean Connery.
Ooh, excellent. And why him? He's a popular guy today.
He is what?
He's a popular guy today. Adela mentioned him earlier as well.
Yes. Why? Because for James Bond.
Yeah, he definitely has a lot of very successful and interesting movies. All right. And David, will you go ahead and tell us if you would like to be an actor or an actress?
I think I'd like to, but I think I can't be an actor.
Why not?
Because I am so bad. I'm 1 or 2 times I had to perform at the school or in a course, and I am too bad, I think. I think if I work as an actor, and my movies, all of them, I think will bomb.
All right. Thanks, David. Adela, how about you? Would you like to be an actor or an actress?
No, really no. I think.
Why not?
I think it's not so good for me. I think I don't have skills enough to be an actor. Maybe if I practice a lot.
If you did have the skills, do you think it would be a good career path?
I think yes, no. You need skills to be an actor.
Mm-hmm.
It's same in other careers. You need to have a good speech,
Mm-hmm.
to go a good profile, no?
Yeah.
With the camera, have a feeling with the camera. I think it's important for an actor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. All right, Greg, would you like to be an actor or an actress?
No, actually, I don't see anything specifically interesting in playing a role of anybody at the front of the camera. I don't know. I know that the actor, it's not just smiling or talking funny things at the front of camera and listening of remarks of director or screenwriter. I think because I know that requires some exercise of your voice, exercise of different many things. That's
Mm-hmm.
from what because sometimes I just watch these kind of things, and I know that how many times they repeat the same scene, it will be probably really boring. It will be probably not the thing that actually I want.
Got it. But what about how much money they make?
Well, I'm not the person who is motivated by the money.
All right. Too good for it. Okay. Thanks for responding, Greg. And now we're going to talk about something that I really think is interesting. Sometimes, as we talked about in Hollywood movies are kind of all the same and they don't have a lot of variety. So there's this one test that I think is interesting, and let's have Adela read that for us, the instructions to the test.
What is now known as the Bechdel that you can leave the blue sorry the okay, thank you. What is now known as Bechdel test was introduced by Alison Bechdel in 1985. Strip tilde rule, as unnamed female character says that she only watched a movie if it shall satisfy the following requirements. It has to have at least two women in it who talk to each other about something besides a man.
Yeah. So this is an interesting thing, I think, because the more, if you actually look at movies, a lot of them fail this test. Like I would say 90% of Hollywood movies fail this test, that there aren't two women characters, or there are two women characters, but they never talk to each other. They only talk to men. And when they do talk to each other, they only talk about men. And I think it's pretty interesting to look at how similar all movies are in Hollywood specifically. Quentin, do you believe that this test works, that it doesn't, most movies don't pass this test, or do you think that if you tried this test out, most of your favorite movies would pass?
I don't know. I really don't know.
All right. Does anyone else have an opinion on this before we make up our own test?
I think my favorite movies will pass this test because I like sci-fi movies and some action and comedy movies, and I'm trying to think about them now, and I think they will pass the test.
Well, that's good news. You'll have to go back and check to make sure. Now, I'd like everyone to come up with their own rules. So if we were going to tell Hollywood what we wanted, give a couple rules that you would make for Hollywood's movies, like maybe more of something, less of something else, or maybe a dialogue restriction. I want everyone to come up with 3 rules of their own that they would give to Hollywood if they could, to say, make movies like this. And you guys can put them in the chat box when you're ready. All right, I'll give you guys a couple seconds to finish these up. Excellent. One's ready. So David, read us your rules.
Okay, my 3 rules. 1. I only want relax. Please don't make me think too much. 2. Soundtrack is very important. 3. I like to watch movies with my children. Please think about it. Violence, sex, and so on.
Interesting. Okay, so a little less violence, a little less sex, and a little more relaxation. So not so much theory and psychology, just kind of basic stuff. Interesting. And I just gave you one quick tip. We need 2 before relax for it to be an infinitive. Thanks,
Okay,
David.
I only want to relax. Okay, thank you.
All right, Greg, are you ready?
Not yet. Maybe someone else could answer.
All right, I'll start with someone else. Quentin, what do you think? You need another second too?
Yes, please.
All right, Adela, how about you?
When I like action or a little tension, a thriller, for me, the 3 rules are the main character is a policeman, a good policeman, very competent. There are a black character too, and the bad character finally is caught by the police. This finish good for all.
All right.
I like, for example, Bone Collector. Bones
What
Collector.
collector? Bone
Bone.
collector?
Yes, Bone Collector is
And what's that about?
Freeman. Angelina Jolie and Morgan Freeman.
Ah, got
Yes,
it.
Yes.
Excellent. Yeah, we have some overlap here. If I could make up my rules, I would say definitely more diversity of cast, because I think there's not a lot of representation between, there's a lot of white people, but not a lot of black people, and other nationalities as well. There's tons of other colors and nationalities, and I think there should be more representation there. I also think that there should be more women in the cast, which is kind of what the whole Bechdel test is about. I think that there's not a lot of women in casts. And I think that there should be more movies with sad endings, because I think most movies just end super happy and super clean and neat, and I don't think that reflects life very well. So I'd like Hollywood movies to reflect life a little better. So those would be 3 rules. And Greg, it looks like you're ready, so read us yours.
Actually, I made a little mistake. Okay, this wasn't exactly what I expect. The elements of comedy in a movie. Producer should not create too long movies. Actually, 1 hour and 40 minutes, it's enough. If it's longer, it's bad. Producer should not to create too many sequels, but I like to see more prequels of many popular movies.
Interesting. I totally agree that sometimes movies are way too long.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've had a lot of sequels as well. It seems like every movie is like part 4, part 5.
Yeah, I still cannot. I see so many good movies that the first part was good, but later, I think Final Destination was one of these movies where actually every later story becomes worse and worse, and Resident Evil, the same story. I just only wait for the final chapter because I just want to finish with this after 10 years or more, probably 12 years.
So you said you made a mistake? What mistake did you make?
Actually, I just want to change something, but that's not it. But that's nothing. And prequels are always very interesting.
Yeah, I've only ever seen maybe 1 or 2 prequels, but it's funny because they're not done nearly as often as sequels.
Yeah.
All right. And a quick note, we don't need the to before create because we have that negative there, and because we're using a modal, and we always use the simple form of a verb after a modal. So producers should not create many sequels. And to should be 2 O's, too many sequels, like that.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks, Greg. Quentin, give us your rules.
Okay, so for me, a movie have to have a mind trick. For example, like in Fight Club or etc. I don't know.
So kind of big twist.
Yes, a cliffhanger.
Awesome. So what else? You said please stop spoiling the trailer.
Yes, I don't know if you recently watched the trailer, but it's sometimes they spoil the movie and it's very boring.
Yeah, they put like 2 really good moments in the trailer, and then you go see the movie and it's like that was the best. You already saw the best part, and then it's like
Yes.
I see what you're saying. All right. Let's do one more question, and then I'm going to share one of my favorite movies with you guys. So, if they made a movie about your life, what kind of movie would it be, Adela? Would it be a comedy, an action movie, a drama?
A normal movie.
A normal movie? What's a normal movie?
No, it's a joke. I don't know, really, because it's a family movie.
All right, a family movie. That sounds sweet. So not too much violence and crazy stuff. No cursing.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Adela. David, what kind of movie would your life be?
I agree with Adela, but I think they could make a comedy movie. I can think
Okay.
now
So a
and
family comedy movie.
many things in my life that could be a part of a comedy movie.
Like a tragic comedy or just a happy comedy?
No, happy comedy.
All right. Very nice. Family comedy. Greg, how about you? What kind of movie would your life be?
Actually, I have never thought about it, to be honest. I think that it's not really a finished story because many things still happen in my life. So I don't know.
Mm.
Actually, and if we make another step, we'll probably find out that at the end we just all pass away. So it always be at the drama, unfortunately,
Mm-hmm. All
because
right.
because many movies are just a part of life, some character, and it's just a fragment of something, not
Mm-hmm.
the finishing,
All right.
not the
Good
whole life.
point. Yeah. And Quentin, what kind of movie would your life make?
Um, an action movie.
Nice. That would be pretty cool.
Yes, I guess.
Okay. So I'm going to share the trailer of one of my favorite movies with you guys, and you guys can either grab it out of the Verbling chat box, and I'll also put it in the Google chat box as well, or you can watch it with us on the YouTube app, which will probably be easier for you guys. So the YouTube app is on the left. It's a red box. If you click it, it should load up, and then we can all watch it together. All right. Is everyone ready? Can everyone hear me?
Sorry, the sound has disappeared.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and play it on the YouTube app, and if you can't watch it there, you can access it on the chat boxes. All right.
What about the movie or the actor? Sorry, because the sound is cut in this moment.
Well, I'm going to play it in a second. You mean on the YouTube app?
I go to YouTube to choose the movie I like.
You can either access the link I sent you in the chat box or try the YouTube application on the left of your screen.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, sorry, the YouTube app doesn't work for me.
Really? Why not?
I'm clicking on play and it doesn't work. I'm going to watch it in my browser in YouTube.
Okay. All right. Good choice. It'll take maybe I think 3 minutes, not even 3 minutes. So in 3 minutes, I'll check back to make sure everyone watched it okay. Good luck. Did you guys all have a chance to watch it?
Yeah, I like this. I like the movie. I don't remember how many times I watched it. Even,
Wow!
yeah,
So you've seen it many times?
yeah, it was a very good movie, and even the trailer was quite cool for me. Even because there's another trailer on the net, but there's another story of Wyatt Earp which wasn't so good, but I like the story as actually as a true person. I'm not didn't check too many details, but I like the story. I have to admit.
All right.
The last Western movie which actually it was really enjoy to watch.
Yeah, I thought it was good, kind of classic, but a little unpredictable and interesting. It's one of my favorite movies for sure. Quentin, what did you think of the trailer?
Well, it's looking interesting, but I never watched this movie. So
You never seen it?
no.
All
But
right.
I have to.
But now you'll have to go watch it.
Yes.
Okay, David, what do you think of Tombstone?
I watched this movie, but I think it was several years ago, and now I think I have to watch it again.
Yes, definitely. All right, and Adela, what do you think?
I watched the movie too in TV, I think, but it's not a genre I like a lot.
Why not?
I don't know. In a moment, I think in the TV was a lot of Western films and movies.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there are a lot of Western movies. Well, no.
Mm-hmm.
Rio Bravo or two men's, no, two men's and one. I don't know in English because in Spain translate all the titles of the movie.
I see.
Was
Got it.
different. Yes.
All right. So we don't have a lot of time left. In fact, class is pretty much over. But I want a quick yes or no answer from everyone. Would you be willing to be on TV and on a TV show in only your underwear? So just think about it. Yes or no decision. Greg, would you do it?
No, I will not.
David, would you do it?
No, no.
Adela, would you do it?
No.
Oh, nobody's very courageous. No one wants to be on TV that bad, I guess. All right. Well, thanks for joining, guys. I had fun today, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Sorry that the light's really bad right now. All right. This is a little better. Thank you, guys. And do you have any last comments or questions before we finish up?
No, thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.